J360 Radio.
Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to the J360 Mini Bites here on J360 Radio, hosted by J.M. Brady. I am your host, J.M. Brady. Let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, J360 Legion? It is a new week here at J360 Productions and all, and I am your host, of course, J-Man himself. It feels so good to be back here on the mic, y'all, and let me just tell you this, how are you all enjoying summer so far? It don't feel like summer, does it? It feels like hell, don't it? I think we're all kind of going through that level in Super Mario Bros. 3 where you have to outrun the sun or some shit. Because, I mean, like, it's just feeling very evil out there. And the reason why I say that is, like, you know, I was going to start doing some road shows this year and all, because that's when I got that new mic and when I got that set up for, like, my other laptop and everything. I was going to start doing stuff on, you know, on the road, but nah, man, the road is too hot. Block is hot, if you get what I'm saying. Like, some of the best aloe in the world is not healing these burns, baby. Jeez. But all in all, though, I mean, we try to make it as enjoyable as we can, but, you know, it's just not going to happen right here. Let me just say about maybe that point where September rolls around and, you know, things are manageable. Maybe we could try to do something then, but, damn, man, I was like, Jesus. Cook eggs and all that stuff out there and everything. Best wilderness breakfast I ever had, you know? But yeah, all in all, though, guys, we're just riding the Heatwave here. You see what I'm saying? And not to mention, like, it's cool because I need to work on some stuff for J360 TV anyway. A lot of people have asked me where J360 TV is, and, well, I'm like, if you take a look at the links in my description box, it'll tell you, like, where all the stuff that you need to connect to for J360 Radio and J360 TV are. So, you know, you only really have one YouTube channel to look into. During Jamiversary, where we had that other channel, that's only for Jamiversary, and even then, it's just like, you know, focuses on more of the aspect that happens once a year. However, the other channel, that's J360 Productions and all, that is J360 TV. That's where you get to see, like, a lot of the newer things that happen. And if anything starts to get in the way of the production process, such as, like, YouTube trying to demonetize or trying to remove the video for some reason, because that's just what YouTube does these days, there will be another way you guys can catch the footage. I'm trying to get all of that stuff implemented right now. It's just right now, it's just weird because, like, you know, they're going through that. I don't know what the hell's up with YouTube these days, but I do know this much, like, it ain't gonna get in the way and stop our party. So that is an issue that needs to be handled. And like I always said before, you know, when I make these shows, I'm not for everybody, you know. I already know my demographic. My demographic is at least, like, let's say 21 and up. You know what I'm saying? You should be mature enough to handle these things. You should be able to enjoy, like, the content that we have. And when it comes to, like, teaching the children, well, I like to think that they have parents that do that. But, you know, that's more of a J-Man show issue to talk about. And while we're on the subject here, I don't know how people are just now figuring this out. I mean, after all, I've been on the air for, like, what, close to or at least, like, 10 years? And there are people that sit there and saying, like, I didn't know you had other shows. And it's like, yeah, I got at least 8 of them, and I got at least, like, thousands of them that are waiting to come into play. Run a production company, y'all, you know? It's just a wild time to be alive, man. And then not to mention all the crazy stuff regarding that election, by the way. Oh, let me tell you some shenanigans I did, right? See, in case anybody's ever realized, like, there are times where I do argue with other publications about, like, the way they present stuff and the way they have, like, certain materials come into play. Such as, like, when the Wall Street Journal posted something stupid and has nothing to do with Wall Street, I always call them out and say, like, hey, slow news day, right? So what exactly are people going to learn from this gobbledygook you done throw around here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just sitting there waiting for one of their editors to come out and say something, or social media managers. And it's not because of trolling. It's just like, you know, once again, as you make stuff for media is all about consumption and exchange of information and all. And I always say this, make sure, like, you're honest and you tell this stuff to the people so that they know exactly where to go and what to do, and in case of emergency and stuff like that. But you know how sensationalized things are. Modern media is fucked. And I just like, ugh. I was very disgusted about the way they covered the whole issue regarding, it's like these soft news posts and stuff and everything with this election, or celebrities telling Joe Biden to drop out of the race, whereas at the same time, the whole assassination attempt that on Trump and stuff. And then, of course, I dived into one of those on Washington Post not too long ago, aka the Amazon newspaper now. And I wrote this: why should the FBI manager, or the one that was in charge of the secret... Actually, it wasn't the FBI, it was the Secret Service. The one that was in charge of the Secret Service. Why should she lose her job? And just asked that question, didn't put nobody's name in it or anything. And you should have seen all of these mouth-breathing morons that came up out of nowhere, throwing in their 2 cents, conspiracy theory this, and all this other stuff. And I just came back out of nowhere just making jabs at them. I was like, yeah, go ahead, tell it like it is. And one of them trying to do the sarcasm like, I don't know, I think that's because of what happened. And I said, yeah, you're right, you don't know. And the truth is, it's not because of what happened. What happened is already terrible. A lot of stuff that's going on in the news and life in general these days is awful. You know what I'm saying? There's no class, there's no decorum, none of that. And you see right there where I'm in the comment section of the Washington Post and stuff, I just post that right there, and all these people just came in out of nowhere just losing their shit. And I'm just like, well, that didn't take much at all. As a matter of fact, it took 1 second. But like I said, I'm just asking a question. You know what I'm saying? Or like when I talk about like how nobody really cares about feminism, we're all trying to live here. The only thing that really needs to be taken care of regarding that is all of the stuff that's going on regarding human reproduction, and how like a lot of things that once again on the government table should not be over here trying to fool with something that it should be a personal thing. You understand what I'm saying? And I always say that. But, once again, these are more J-Man show things. And like I said, I don't shy away from talking about it. But I noticed that a lot of my friends, a lot of my colleagues out there who really just want to do entertainment material, they sitting over there saying, no more politics. Politics has got to go. It's ruining us. And I'm like, wow, you sound like a damn man-child. I even flat out said that to somebody. And then I realized one of my friends really got caught into it. I said, I guess you got caught into the thunderstorm of it, huh? See, once again, it's just stuff that goes on in our lives in real time. And whether you like it or not, it's going to be there. The best thing you can do is just talk about it, and then at the same time just say, like, you don't agree. Have courage in your belief and in your stances. Because nobody can dictate and tell you what otherwise, And like, even when I do like the mini bites or the J-Man show, or like, like jams now and again, because some of y'all make statements with your music. It's just like, these are the shows that are in play right now, and then there's the other shows and stuff. You should not shy away from talking about things. You should be really true to yourself and speak about stuff. It's just like how everybody's talking about how relationships should be and all that jazz. It's just weird, But like I said, I'm kind of eating up the mini bites time right now and saying those things. But you need to know that the talk in town is weird. And then, like, everybody, like, a lot of celebrities have passed on. Richard Simmons is just to name a few. Shelley Duvall. You think about it, we put these people as icons in our lives and stuff because they were amazing for their time. But we the people, we need to carry the torch. We need to be awesome. We need to step up, because there's always a new generation to replace the old, regardless of what sort of rules have been in place and all that stuff. We are the new icons, y'all. Those of us that have the ability to create content, to create art and all that stuff, you should never shy away from things like AI and all that stuff. You got to fight it. You got to be honest about things. Like I always say, J360 Productions is not AI controlled. You know what I mean? I want people here, real people. That's what I want. Like it's just weird to me how we got to this situation. But some people can say it's the ease of technology, and then some people can say like, it's just cheaper with things. And I really wonder if it is just cheaper, because prices are going up on a lot of things, including such as the material we use to create this art. So I really don't know how it's cheaper for anybody else. You see? So, might as well, if you want to get things done, you might as well do it yourself. And if you want to get things together, you want to go ahead and have a culture ready for everybody to step in and work together and stuff. That's what I'm pretty much building and trying to be like, hey, look, let's work together, It gets hard sometimes because people really don't see that whole thing, but that's why you got to keep moving on. There's like well over 5.9 billion people in this country alone, and then you got to think about the whole world and stuff like that. There's people that want to help. You just need to treat them like people, and they need to treat you like a person too. That's where I have my whole thing and stuff like that. It's not easy. If you ever ask somebody how hard life can be, you got to think about how hard it is to be a decent person, at least a decent person, But I like to say those things because it's just things I've been thinking about, the talk in town, and, still working on J360 TV. I'm going to work on what I want to work on regardless, and I make a pretty good penny doing it. So it's just I made my choices years ago. But, however, let me go ahead and get your schedule. Okay, so you got the mini bikes happening right now. You got the J-Man show happening tomorrow. It's not Jams week this week, but Jams 96 is accepting submissions. So if you are a musician out there that wants to debut on Jams, get 2 tracks together. They could be MP3 or Waves because I can't do anything with Spotify links, y'all. Other than promote you. That's about the only thing I can do. But I need actual musical links sent to me, musical files sent to me so I can put you on the show and all that stuff. So email those to j360jams@gmail.com by next Thursday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern for consideration. Okay? And not only that, I need to go ahead and get the rules put in place for you all to download a copy of, to actually understand what's going down. You know what I mean? Get you all back on track with that. And of course, like I said, if you really have questions about things regarding Jams, that's the email you email me with, all right? I have a good reason why, because people's stuff was getting lost there for a little bit in the main J360 Productions email, so that was made as a bypass for all of you musicians out there. Just letting you know about that. But all in all, though, it's going to be pretty cool. I don't know whether Thursday is going to be a nice spot for me to bring in a J360 TV presentation for you, or if it's going to be another J-Man episode. You're just going to have to stay tuned to see what happens. But, yeah, in lead-ups to things, Jams is a bi-weekly show. So if there's a show where we had one, the week that follows, there is no Jam show. And then the week that comes up after the week where there's no Jam show, there's a new Jams episode. All right? And I have reasons for that. There's a method to the madness, but I'm not going to talk about it right now. I just figured I'd let you know about 96 coming. And, don't be afraid to do this. This is your time to represent yourself. And I also need a link where people can find your music to buy, to download, to listen to. Let's go on ahead and do this. There are moments where I say I prefer Bandcamp because at least you get to buy and support the artist. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mind, once again, helping you guys go ahead and get that bag, especially with me getting my bag. And then not to mention, I got to go ahead and let you guys know about distribution around here because some of y'all asked me what Red Circle is. Red Circle is the podcast site for all of the things J360 Radio. So that means some of the stuff in the past that I used where I worked on SoundCloud and Spreaker, they're over there too. So you get a whole bevy of the history of J360 Radio right there as I'm growing things here on Mixlr. And if you really want to stay in step with how we're doing things, I highly suggest you subscribe to Mixlr or you subscribe to any of the things on Apple Podcasts or Amazon Podcasts, and of course Red Circle, just to name a few. And then there's also the J360 TV channel on YouTube. So we got a lot of things in play right now, and I just want to let you guys know about that stuff. And things are about to get even newer. But all in all, you got to stay tuned, and I got to get on out of here. So you guys take care for me, and we will catch up again tomorrow with the J-Man Show at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And once again, this is J-Man signing off. Peace.